Hi everyone. To get you comfortable with Xcode, I would like you to just start it up and do a few do-nothing projects just to get used to the process. So we'll start it up here. And you may or may not see this initial dialog box depending on whether you've left this little box checked down here. If you do see it, go ahead and click Create a new Xcode project. And you'll see this dialog to choose a template. If you didn't see the initial dialog box, you may just see the menu bar up here, in which case all you need to do is click on File, New, and Project, and then you'll get this same thing. So let's start with a single view application, and there's all sorts of complex stuff here. Please don't panic. Just go through the motions with me for now. So single view application, click Next, and we'll just call this an empty project. And I have my company identifier here with it, which is just a reverse URL. This is just a label. It can be anything containing legal characters, so you could just put your name here or something. I don't think spaces are allowed. What happens if I put in a space? Okay, it just fills in a dash for me. So basically you can put anything you want here, and what it does is it uses the project name and company identifier to create a unique bundle identifier. So this should be unique for any project created by anybody anywhere in the world is the idea. Okay, then you may or may not specify a prefix for the created classes. Don't worry about this right now. I'm just going to put EP in here for empty project. You can put anything you want or nothing at all. We'll choose the iPhone and click Next. Now we're asked where we want to store the project, which will just be a directory containing all your project files. And it doesn't matter where you put this as long as you keep track of it and know where you're keeping things. And we won't check this for now. Just click Create. And Xcode creates a set of template files, that is empty files that provide a sort of structure for our project. And at this point we should be able to go ahead and run this, and let's see what happens if we go up here and click Run. I certainly hope the build succeeded since we didn't have a chance to inject any bugs yet. One thing I forgot to point out, and I'll show you after the project runs, is here you pick where you want to run your build. This can be on one of the simulators provided or with an attached device, but that's another story for another time. And now we have our simulator come up and we have a gray screen, and that's all we're going to get. So let's stop this right now. I'll just give you a preview of what happens when you develop a project. If I click on this XIB file here called a zib file, we get a graphical layout. And if we go down here and click the little cube to select the object library, and I'll try to drag this up a little bit. I'm having trouble finding the handle here. I don't know what's wrong, but anyway, I can just scroll. We can stick a button on here, drag and drop a button. We can drag and drop a control. We can put in a data entry field, whatever we like. Now these are just going to sit here and be stupid because there's no code associated with them, but at least we can run and see what they're going to be like. And we can click and fill stuff in to our heart's content, and it won't do anything, but you kind of see the process here. So I'd like you to just do this and get comfortable with it. If you think you know what you're doing, you can look at some of the files and maybe take a guess at making it do something, but don't worry about it too much. I just want you to get comfortable with the process of starting up and running things. And probably the easiest thing to play with would be the interface builder here. You can certainly mess around with that. Let me stop this and show you some of the other possibilities here. Let's start another new project. There are other templates you can choose from, although for the most part we won't be using these. Let's try this one at random and see what happens. And we'll call this one empty page. And create it. And run it. Now all these templates are things that we could do ourselves. It's just to give you a head start if you're trying to put together a certain type of project. And I'm not sure. Oh yeah, see? Now I'm turning pages here when I click this. So again, if you want to, you can maybe dig in, put some text on these pages, or don't if you don't care to. That's okay. I just want you to poke around and get comfortable with running this thing until we get on to our first real exercise. So let me stop this and just show you a few things. This is the navigator area, and it navigates various things. If we click this folder here, it navigates files in our project. This here will investigate objects in our code. We'll talk more about that later. We have a search here. If there are any errors or warnings in the code, this summarizes them here, and then we can go through them. It will take us directly to the code where we can correct them. And then there's some other things here. Mainly you're looking for the file navigator here. And down here you want the object library. That's about it. So play with it, have fun, and I'll see you next time.